The outset, let's try and make a sense of what President Trump did overnight, so that you have a full sense of what's really happened, the India-specific exemptions that have also been rolled out, and then we'll try and dissect how this impacts us. So American President Donald Trump put out his tariff plan late last night, India time. Trump slammed what he called discounted tariffs on multiple countries, including India. The American president has announced 26% reciprocal tariffs on India in return for India allegedly imposing a 52% tariff on US imports. Trump called Prime Minister Modi a great friend. Trump says India's tariffs are tough and they've not been treating the United States right. In the first response from the Indian government said the tariffs are a mixed bag, not a setback, and that India will address concerns with the United States. There's though an important silver lining for India. Several key sectors are exempted from tariffs. This includes pharma products, semiconductor chips, copper, lumber articles, and critical minerals. Trump told the world that they need to reduce tariffs as much as possible and is basically pushing for countries like India to reduce tariffs. To try and make sense of what's at play, how this impacts the India growth story, how this impacts different sectors of the Indian economy that export to the United States, and how this impacts global growth and American growth, and then the impact on Indian growth. We'll talk about all of that. I want to go across to business presenter Siddharth Zarabi. He joins us this morning. Siddharth, try and give our viewers a sense of the impact on Indian consumers, on Indian companies, of the tariffs that Donald Trump rolled out late last night.
Well, morning, Rahul, and clearly while President Trump talks about Liberation Day, one wonders whether he's kind of set in place the first of a major recession in his very first year in government, because clearly the tariffs are very sweeping. And I would start by saying that there is no reciprocity in the basic concept, because remember how they are stacked up. There is a 10% uniform tariff across the globe, across everything. So that's for starters. So even countries, including those that do not levy any import tariffs on US goods, now have gone from 0 straight away to 10%. That's the first slab. The second slab is country specific. And if you see that stack that he held up, India is ranked 10th on that list in terms of the percentage of duties that he proposes to impose. The very calculation, Rahul, of how this percentage has been calculated, for example, the number that was bandied about for India includes tariffs which are import duties and domestic taxes like GST, or what is called overseas the value added tax. Now, this is confounding economists because you can't club them together. GST is applicable both on domestic as well as all kinds of production. So let's leave that math aside. The big impact for India really is that I would say it's an opportunity. Why do I say that? There are 2 points. The first you mentioned, pharmaceuticals as an exemption. He's not doing it to do any favor to India. It's basically because of the realization that the US and its huge medical burden would suffer if pharmaceuticals became expensive. Copper, semiconductors, energy, these are very core and critical to the US economy, including lumber. Houses in the United States are made of timber. So he's been very, very case specific with regard to the exemptions. There is a silver lining for 1 or 2 sectors for India. But there is an opportunity, Rahul, and I'll quickly summarize it before I toss it back to you. Look at the tariffs on countries like Vietnam, on Bangladesh, and other East Asian tigers who have built up their economies in a free world trade order at the cost of Indian exports. If you look at it vis-a-vis them, our exports, assuming that there will be a full absorption of the 26% levy, will be more cheaper. And look at what will happen to the currency. Therefore, there is an opportunity for India. And finally, we know that with the advanced level of conversation between India and the United States, and we are amongst the few countries who have put a formal BIT with the United States on the table, I think there is a silver lining beyond the short-term pain, Rahul.
If you like the video, do like, comment, share and subscribe.